I'm just going to start it off here so that it's horizontal. This is full in air quotes on Friday the 18th of February 2022. I'm going to go over some events that happened on Monday, whatever day Monday was, and Wednesday. And what it was that I was filming for Moving Image, and it was terrible. It's already been well established that I hate acting. Now it turns out that not only do I hate acting, I also hate just making movies as well. I had, I wasn't on camera in this, but behind it is also terrible. Oh, there's not my controller. No offense to them, but I made the mistake of hiring my grandparents because they're not actors. But just it was the most embarrassing thing I've ever done, and I didn't want to make a video, like their own video about them. I was going to wait until Monday because that's when I'll start editing them. But I just wanted to get this behind me. But anyway, for today, I had a driving lesson. And it went. I mean, the driver said it went well, but I wouldn't say it went well. Like, I know that his opinion is more good than mine, I guess. Not to try and bring myself down, but you get the point. But what happened was that, like, we went to, like, I don't know the name of the place. Dundonald? No. Whatever. Somewhere that I've never been for driving lessons. So we went from there to, like, outside Bangor to Malile. Back outside Bangor. And it's the same road that we go down to get to the other school to do Moving Image. And actually the driving instructor said, yeah, I'm not going down to Strangford to pick him up. Because my mum thought, oh, maybe you can pick that up, but I'm so sorry for saying the name of the school. But that just, like, when we were in Malal, there was, like, a road that was closed on one side. And try and maneuver to get onto the other side of the road, get past, and then there was another car on that side of the road trying to get past as well, and it was just and then I think I stalled immediately after. There was some other stuff, but as I said, the driver said that I was pretty good today. Anyway, this means as of 25 to 12 p.m. Yeah. Google executives trying to convince people to buy their new phone because the camera isn't racist anymore. I don't know. I've never heard about this. I couldn't find anything. I'm going to assume that this thing with the sharks talking is the ad itself, but I couldn't find it anywhere. Also, I can't play the sound for this because it's literally just Happy by Pharrell Williams. There is absolutely no problem with me repeating this ad over and over again because it's just a couple seconds of the ad. Like, the video is so short to the point where the only thing that Pharrell is able to say is, it might seem crazy what I'm about to say. So the ad's only on for about, the video's only on for about 5 seconds. But it's just that those 5 seconds are getting repeated over and over again. So basically, piss off. I'm not saying that. This is a great video. The song Safe and Sound is playing over it, and yeah. Also, I have no problem playing this either. As far as I know, Cartoon Network did not make this themselves. Someone else made it. Also, that someone else, I guarantee you, is not the Instagram account at all lower caps DUCC full stop underscore. BBC News dropping them beats before announcing 7 children died in a car accident, and it's the that was 2 seconds of audio.
Have you ever met a fucking girl before? Met a this, met a that.
15 out of 23 monkeys in a pond with Elon Musk's Neuralink brain chips have reportedly died. There's a word beginning with D that this proves that the neurochips are dangerous. United Nations comment way after you surrounded me activating the Tesla coils. That was about 4 or 5 seconds of audio. 6 at the most. Once again, piss off. I know I should really title this video the Eminem rant, but I'm not going to, because technically this is part of memes. And that sound you heard in the background was me readjusting myself in my chair. This comes from a song that Eminem released almost a year ago now called Tone Deaf. One of the lyrics goes, "Bitch, I can make orange rhyme with banana." Slight pause. Bornana or something like that. That's just terrible lyrics. Like, if you look at all the comments for the Tone Deaf, it's like my life was hopeless. But then I heard Eminem say Bornana, and I'm married now with kids. You know, and it's not just this. Like, I was watching a video where Eminem said he's pissed off the fact that people say that orange doesn't rhyme with anything, but if you enunciate it, it's like orange or something like that. You can make it rhyme with like porridge. It goes like I don't remember what he says, but it's like we rap got orange and porridge and something else, and it was just like, okay, you've proved your point that you can rhyme orange, but if you fit that in a song, unless the entire song is all about food. Sorry, my brother was being annoying. If unless the entire song is all about food and drink or whatever, then you can't really fit those lyrics into a song and have it make any sense. Like, let's say that you try and fit that into Lose Yourself. Other than Mom Spaghetti, those lyrics make no sense because all you're really doing is boasting that you have some food. So my point is, making it rhyme isn't good enough. You actually have to make it make sense. As Blair White would say. I think there's copyrighted music in the. I don't know. Let me check. Yep, that was 1 second. Don't take me down. I have absolutely no problem with playing the song that appears in the background of this. because, like, according to the comments here, Markiplier released an actual emo song. It's not the fact that it's emo, it's the fact that Markiplier released a song. I wouldn't even call it a song because it's released by a YouTuber, and I'm aware that, like, Shawn Mendes got a start on YouTube, but he was actually able to become mainstream. Like Markiplier, I wouldn't count his songs as actual songs because he isn't mainstream. He isn't most known for his songs. Anyway, it's just cringe is all, and like the fact that it's an emo song makes it even more cringe because that's not who Markiplier really is. I don't care if he's trying to be that, but the way that he presents himself in his videos, he just seems like an absolute pussy trying to be emo. Because he'll make that song and be like, "Hi guys, welcome back to my new, like Happy Wheels playthrough," and just be absolutely cringe. Monkey playing the GTA Vice City theme song, and I have no problem with playing the audio for this next part.
Like hell you are.
Why'd you have to make that? I didn't actually save this as a meme. I saved this just because I find it very interesting. It turns out that Wes Anderson actually recorded Fantastic Mr. Fox, which is an animated movie. He recorded the audio, like, on actual locations. Like, for this bit on a bike, normally that would just be recorded in a booth in California. But this is being recorded on an actual running motorcycle. I'm going to play the audio for the second bit because it's only a couple seconds long. Just look at this. I love that. I haven't seen Fantastic Mr. Fox since it came out. That was like 13 years ago. The principal, after a student explains he was defending himself in a fight.
I will fucking laser you with alien fucking eyes and explode your fucking head.
Final review. Danganronpa 3, then Hope's Peak High School. I actually made a mistake for the initial review because both Funimation and my tracker screwed up. Like, let me just, if I go out and add this to my favorites, go down to the bottom here, right, so says that there's one season of In Hope's Peak, right? 11 episodes. That's not true. There are actually 24 episodes. But they actually put it in this, which is the original anime. Like, season 1 is the original, 2013, season 2, 2016, and this is actually there. And, 10th of July, 2016. Episode 1 of this. 14th of July, 2016. Because it's split up into 2 arcs that you have to go back and forth between. The Despair arc, which is the first thing I watched, when really I should have been watching the Future arc first, and if I'd watched the Future arc first, I'd went, yeah, the show was fantastic. Because the first episode of the Future arc was great. And then the rest of the Despair arc became great because it actually became more about despair. Like, you actually got to see the tragedy happen, and also what the outside was like as soon as they left Hope's Peak at the end of Trigger Happy Havoc. So let me just remove this. Oops. So you go back and forth between the Future arc and the Despair arc, and then you watch the final episode of the Future arc. And then, oh, by the way that Funimation lays it out is that there's 2 different seasons. Season 1 is the Despair arc, and season 2 is the Future arc. That is why I watched the Despair arc first, or at least the first episode first. And then Funimation has the last bit, which is the Hope arc, as the last episode of the Despair arc. But the tracker has it as a special episode of the original animation. There it is, and then there's Super Danganronpa 2.5, and the Nagato Komaeda and the Destroyer of Worlds, which I will do later. But yeah, and Hope Speak is great. Then there's also Cyber Danganronpa VR, which is just a VR version of the Chapter 4 class trial from the first game. It's only on for about 10 minutes, and it didn't really work out because all you do is shoot the statement that doesn't make sense. And the only thing is that you didn't actually get to see the evidence. What you do is that you'll look at a statement and it'll bring up like a percentage of how sus the statement is, and then you shoot it if it's over 80%. And that's it. And then they decide to punish you anyway, and then they just do the punishment that Makoto gets at the end of chapter 5, but he actually dies this time. I mean, it was fine to see like Monokuma in VR and all, but by the way, I didn't actually play it. I just watched it on YouTube because I really couldn't be bothered to get out my PS4 and a PSVR, set that it all up, and then play it because it was only 10 minutes. So that'll be a review in quotation marks. This Twitter as of 12:12 p.m. The reason why it took me so long to get around doing this because I just took a small break. Anyway, why not trust the science? I don't have a drink on me, so I have to improvise. I'm atheist. Due to the Salt Lake City paper harassing trucker convoy donors. CCCP? What the hell does that stand for? It's not Chinese Communist Party because that's CCP. This is CCCP. Chinese Communist Child Porn. Oh, labor strike. What are we fighting? Employer facts mandates. Don't like it? Make your own GoFundMe. Okay. This face makes more money than you'll ever see in your life. This guy replied, "How much does this make?" And he provided a photo where he sort of highlighted where Marcus's dick is. Not as much as Raid pays me. Only 9 days until a person comes to your chimney and kills you. Okay. You keep promising me death. It's not happening. This is the worst death cult ever after leftist politics. Never noticed how all the accounts that guessed the mad lie correctly never tweeted again after that. Well, alright, because, yeah, I don't know exactly what's going on, but I think it's that, like, Russia aren't, it's just an empty threat that they're gonna storm Ukraine, whatever. The storm's starting to get pretty brutal. The trains out of Glasgow have been shut down. Me and everyone who commuted in today is stranded. Stay safe. Told all the staff not to come to work today. Clearly the right call. My wiggly bit's almost starting to feel lighter. Crap. Realizing only right now that Marcus's staff. That sounds like class work and environment. Hi, Marcus. For first day in the studio was D&D night. Mandatory building exercise. Dude, a boss telling employees not to kill themselves. Boss of the year crap is so rare. I'm not Bezos. Did you pay them though? I was the one that told them not to come in. Why was that mean? Why does that mean they shouldn't be paid? They still work from home. Media are treating the Russian invasion like those doomsday cults treat the rapture, where they just push the date forward every time it doesn't happen. See Eddie's stomach bug, so she's been grumpy and sick all day. I sneezed and she laughed like it was the funniest crap she's ever seen, so I kept pretending to sneeze. I'll spend months writing a comedy set and get a few chuckles, but I sneeze and she shrieks like a night at the Apollo. Sorry, I'm just looking at his face. I can make my thoughts nothing but room numbers and still have 3 years of worth of content. Marcus speaks to Russia today at their freedom rally. People just saying Russian cross. Oh my, Marcus taking quite the paid for in a set. Offense to anyone discussing this employer's vid in Ukraine. Remember when he hired on those Rusky network operations? Nice, I got the Russian sleeper agent to my collection. What does Russia gain from having a large Scotsman repeatedly posting his balls on social media? Like when ball picks will accelerate the invasion of Ukraine, just don't understand the plan like I do. He spoke to RT once 4 years ago, clearly a Russian asset, unhinged. Fun fact, when those reporters spoke to me that day, I didn't even know they were RT until someone sent me the article later. This guy is a Russian operative. You get some wild conspiracy theories made up about you. I've had a lot that I'm a secret Nazi, that I'm a Freemason, that I'm a Mossad agent, that I'm funny, lots of different ones. No, you're not a celebrity agent. You're much too pathetic for that. There's another more appropriate term for what you are, though. Useful idiot. It fits you to a T. L plus ratio plus no plus NATO cringe plus touch vodka. Oh, for God's sake. Now, one may say, why Marcus? Well, look at his domestic US backers giving shoutouts to Rusky Asset, farm shins, fears and alterations while building homemade firearms for YouTube videos. You know, Freedom Eagles screechers. Whatever. One may say, surely it's not Russian related to target underage American kids to build cool, fully automatic weapons while linking the paid Russian assets. Might be right if you were stupid. So why use four-pole language? Specifically at all, why shout out convicted criminals? How deep do Rusky domestic asset rabbit holes go on Patriot? Freedom equals screams that are just one long ad for you join up as a useful idiot to Russian intel ops catching felonies while fight devil gummit meme. Brandon was clear in that video about it. I'm schizophrenic. Makes sense. Russian propaganda often finds people with serious mental health issues, usually the full stubborn and recruit. Getting counseling can help prevent that by grounding you firmly in reality. Would you like us to recommend you some clinics? I've had a lot of Russian accounts that go around accusing random Canadian Russian agents to take attention away from the real ones. Tell your handler I said suck a bit. Well, how about you just go and invest in crypto more, you pathetic knockoff TV preacher wannabe? Clearly touching the earth. Might be true then. Uh-oh. Marcus is back. Let us track more of those foreign networks. Actually really nice and probably. I mean, let's face it, Cyberman was bored tonight. It's Thursday. Steak night. Ask me how I know I didn't just hit your nerve, Marcus 9000. I positively played like a banjo to be screamed to domestic intelligence lifetime. You see, probably there's no auto mapping everywhere, and coming and going, we appreciate your help. This guy is looking at my tweet impressions to thinks he's a secret agent collecting super spy data. Hey, why don't you call up Russia Today and ask them to write a story about the emotional trauma of us making fun of you? Well, yeah, those guys I spoke to once 4 years ago. It's the extremely low standard of evidence in place because your grift is really hard to maintain. They spoke about my dog. Is my dog a Russian asset too? So you're claiming that you were too stupid then to realize that you were being cynically used by a brutally corrupt mafia fascist dictatorship slime machine, but you're less stupid now or what? No, I'm saying. No, what I'm saying is that scraping a barrel so deep that you've broken through it and into the earth pretty much proves that this whole charade you're doing is just a grift to damage people that you don't like. Your grasp of English language grammar is remarkably poor. Would you like us to recommend some community colleges near you that can provide remedial education? Pretty weak network size. Probably originally thought it'd be at least 30k as I hit the high notes, bigger notes, whatever. You're right, not even able to hit 20k even with automated, just limping along now. Everyone I don't like is a Russian bot, inspired by the wisdom Hillary Clinton and the DNC. Why do you keep ranting about bots? There is unfortunate for you, remember? Are the Russians in the room with us right now? Both their feeds are full schizo posting. One thinks he is elite for tracking foreign networks when he's just looking at Twitter analytics and tweet impressions. I had to block them both. That was some literal schizophrenic crap. Again, you will never do anything in your entire life that's even 1% as cool as what we do every day. We call random people on Twitter Russian assets. Sorry, kid. You're just not cool enough to hang out with us. I know about Horizon Forbidden West. I'm not gonna get it because, I mean, I like the first game, but it's not really my style, I guess. Wrong thing. Okay. Also, I'm not trying to make a habit of recording things on my tablet. I just couldn't be bothered to get my phone out.